Welcome everybody to Surprisingly Relatable, where we bring you fun and realistic pro tips, knowledge, and hacks you can use for real to build win-win relationships and make work-life balance a reality. My name is Holly Burby, and each week I'll share with you a thought, story, or self-awareness shortcut that will help you to get unstuck, reconnect to your significance, and get focused and clear so you can relate to the people you care about the most. I truly believe that if we want to live a life of purpose and passion, it's time we put away the fake nicey nice and get to the root of how we can actually connect with each other in our homes and communities. That is how we can all succeed and move toward what we each want most. So if you're ready to be surprisingly relatable and evoke positive change that supports, uplifts, and inspires you and others in the world, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome everyone back to the show. Ooh, have I got something relatable for you today. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you felt unappreciated? Or maybe you've had times in your life where you are questioning if you are appreciative enough to someone in your life that you care about or you respect or that you have learned from. I've got lots of juicy tricks and tips and hacks for you, and namely an explanation today as to the 3 reasons why people feel unappreciated in the first place. So much in store for you. Pull up a chair, get cozy, grab something to write with, because I promise you, this is going to be a good one. I want to break down first, what is appreciation in the first place? If we look at banking and something that we deposit into a bank account appreciates, by definition, it grows in value. In that case, monetary value, which then the perception is it is then worth more and it can be used for more because it has grown in monetary value. Now, I am a believer in Christ, and whether or not you are, I'm going to say that I assert that every person in the eye of their creator is already inherently valuable because you are here. You're here, you're alive, you're experiencing this life. Who knows for what reason? That is for you to figure out in the journey that is your life. So from a spiritual point of view, I will say that another human doesn't actually need you to increase their value or their worth, because you are already whole and complete as you are, as you were designed to be. And then we're human. So then we get to address that human need that we all have to be loved, to be acknowledged, to feel seen by other people, to feel like we're doing a satisfying job. And that brings us contentment, that brings us fulfillment, that brings us a sense of accomplishment in our purpose. And just this overall sense of I'm doing what I am supposed to do, and it's going noticed by someone. It is making a difference somewhere, whether that be with your family or in your workspace or with your place of business, whatever it is for you. We're human, and although we are of holiness, because we are here and walking this earth, just a reminder, we're also human, and it's okay if you want someone to appreciate you here and there. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So let's get into the 3 reasons why people feel unappreciated. The first one has to do with your personality style. Now, I'm not going to go off on a big tangent of what the 4 personality styles are. That's a great episode for another time. And for right now, what you need to know is of those 4 personality styles, we all tend to lean mostly toward one of them in particular. Everybody is different. But in those 4 personality styles, we've created 2 camps of thought. One camp of thought really values relationships, and the other camp of thought really values results and building things and what we accomplish from those things. So how this pans out looks like this. If we are thinking about a person who values relationships, what that has to do with appreciation is when you are giving this person a recognition, an accolade, a compliment, they are going to be mostly lit up, fulfilled, and inspired when you compliment and recognize their efforts to enhance the relationship with another person, namely people in their life that they care about. So that could be their kids or their family members or their colleagues or the team dynamic in a workspace. They will love the appreciative thing that you say to them or do for them if you are recognizing how they show up with people, because these particular personality styles, they're people persons. They place a lot of value on that. On the flip side, the second group of people, they are the camp of thought where they are more focused on, like I said, the results, the accomplishments, the achievements. So to really truly appreciate them, it's important to them that you are noticing and recognizing the way that they have created something, the amount of detail they put into something, the level of thought, the level of integrity, how quickly they built something or grew something or made something happen that other people did not think was possible, because they have put whatever it is, the family, the corporate culture, somehow closer to the goal. They led the way for people to get to that place. So these people who are really focused on results, they love to be appreciated for what they did, the hand they had in getting everyone closer to the end goal. So I'll use myself as an example. In the personality styles, I am mostly a supportive style personality, and therefore relationships, I am in that camp of thought. So I had a client recently say to me that being coached by me was like being coached by Grandmother Willow Tree in one of the Disney movies. And she said when Grandmother Willow is in the movie, she is wise, she is strong, she is very compassionate, and also makes the character in the movie feel very safe so that the character can open up and talk about their challenges. And my client said to me that that is the way that I show up as a professional coach when I am on a call. And that was a really great compliment. I still feel it right now when I think about it, because I love that compliment and that recognition really speaks to how I show up with people and for people, because relationships are so important to me. Hello, I have a podcast called Surprisingly Relatable. Relatability is at the center and at the heart of everything that I do. Now, if somebody were to give me a recognition for something that I wrote, like, wow, Holly, I saw this copy you wrote for your email list, or something that you wrote for your website, or, oh, you're so organized, you're so neat, or you worked so hard on this team effort that we put together, and now we are so much closer to your goal than where we were before. Holly came in and added her 2 cents, etc. I like those kinds of appreciation and recognition too. But because my personality really focuses on relationships, I feel more appreciated by the first example, because it's paying attention to the thing that I value the most. So how you can use this in your life is just know the person you are seeking to show appreciation to, which one do they seem to value more? You'll know they value relationships more because when they're making decisions in their life, in their personal or work life, they're going to make decisions based on how people will respond, how people will act, okay? People who are making decisions, though, based on results, they're going to look more at what's the bottom line, how can we be the most efficient, the most effective. And it's not that the results-driven people don't care about relationships. And it's not that the relationships-driven people don't care about results. It's just one side or the other. We just kind of favor one a little more than the other. So if you personally are feeling unappreciated, think for yourself, are you relationship focused or are you results focused? Because people may be showing you accolades, recognition, etc., leaning on the thing that you don't you just don't focus on the most. And that can also be one of the ways where if you went to them and say, I feel unappreciated, they might become defensive and say, wait, I show you appreciation all the time for this thing and that thing. And when they say it back to you, you'll recognize, oh, they were recognizing me for all of the results and the mechanics of the things I've done. When really I wanted to know that I was kind and compassionate and they really see my character. And so you're just being recognized for something that doesn't light you up as much. So it gives a little bit more grace to the situation to allow people to show up for you and contribute to your self-esteem and your self-efficacy, because they are paying attention to the thing that you find to be the most important. The second reason why people feel unappreciated is a little bit similar to the first one, but this one isn't based as much on the personality style that you are. This one is based on what is the love language that you best receive love with. Now, if you are new to mindfulness, self-awareness, personal development, Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages, is legendary. Visit the website, take the free quiz, find out which of the 5 love languages you best receive love with. In summary, the concept is that all of us receive appreciation best in one of 5 particular forms. I'm going to see if I can recall all 5 off the top of my head. So the 5 ways that a person receives love or can is 1, in the form of gifts, like receiving a gift. Number 2, in the form of physical touch. That could be a hug, a handshake, just intimacy, okay? The 3rd way we can receive love from somebody is through words of affirmation. So that is verbal recognition. The 4th way is through what's called acts of service. So that would be, hey, you took my car out and put gas in it for me. Thank you. Or, hey, thanks for doing the dishes so I don't have to think about that. And the 5th way is quality time. And that looks like you spending one-on-one time or time that that person feels is quality. So that could be in silence, that could be doing a fun activity, whatever they feel is quality to them. It just means you're spending focused time with that person. So similar to before, I said there were 2 camps of thought. Some people focus really a lot on results and value that and make their decisions based on that. Some people focus mostly on the results they're generating in their life. That's what they focus on. Now, when it comes to receiving appreciation, people may be showing appreciation by verbal recognition. And let's say someone is giving you verbal recognition constantly. They're sending you emails at work, great job on this project, or they pass you in the hall and say, you look great in that new suit that you just got, or that presentation, you just knocked it out of the park, or you make dinner and your family says, this is delicious, this is the best meal that you've made. If you are a words of affirmation love language, if that is the one that you lean on the most, all of those examples I just gave, you are going to be so fulfilled and so alive, because that is how you best receive love, which is part of appreciation and recognition, right? Now, let's say you are receiving the email accolade and the compliment in the hallway, and you look fantastic, and this dinner was awesome. And let's say you are not a words of affirmation person. Let's say your primary love language is quality time. And yeah, you're busy as all get out at work, and you go from thing to thing to thing, and you're busy, or you're at home and everyone is scurrying to this commitment and this practice and this Zoom call and doing their homework and driving to the next thing or going to work. And no one is really sitting down and having quality time with you to chat with you, to, hear about your day and how it's going, or just rest with you and watch a movie on the couch. That can feel really lonely. And so what happens is the people who are trying to appreciate you with their words, you did this and this is great and you did that, the accolades they're giving you verbally, this is one of those examples where I said they're going to defend themselves and say, I acknowledge you all the time. I appreciate you all the time. What's wrong with you? Why do you still feel unappreciated? It comes down to that is not the number one way that you personally receive love and receive appreciation. All the words are nice, but what I really want is for someone to sit and spend some time with me, is some quality time. And so that's why I say, go to Gary Chapman's website, take the 5 love languages quiz. They even have versions nowadays for single people, for people who are in partnership, significant other marriages, etc. They have a version that is for kids and teens. So you can even have the young people in your life take it as well and get more details on how they will best receive appreciation and love from you. This is such a valuable piece of information. And it's one of the reasons why so many people feel unappreciated. Because the people in their life, believe it or not, they are trying to appreciate it. They're just speaking the wrong language. In this case, love language. So that's reason number 2. Let's get into the last one. The final reason why people feel unappreciated, I'm just going to tell you straight up, some of you are not going to like this one. Every time I have made short form video content on this that went on my Instagram stories or on my TikTok account, I caught so much hate from people in the comments about this. So forewarning, and feel free to join the conversation. A reason that people feel unappreciated is because they're no longer receiving thank you from a person in their life. Now, that's a valid reason, okay? If suddenly one day you're doing something in the home and your significant other is like, wow, thank you for doing that. Thank you for dinner. Thank you for opening the door for me. Thank you for putting the kids to bed so I don't have to worry about it. Thank you for taking the garbage out. If that is the life of your culture in your home or even in the workplace, when you start a new job, people are saying, wow, great, thank you for sending that email out on time. Or you took that phone call really, really well. Thank you for having that hard conversation with that client. When you create a culture in the workplace or in the home where you are consistently receiving thank you from someone, and then eventually in time, it stops. And the reason that the thank you in time stops, not because we don't appreciate the person who made the dinner and took out the trash or put the kids to bed, not because we don't appreciate our colleague or our employee who made that tough phone call or gave that great presentation so we didn't have to, but it's because we create this dialogue of, you mean I still have to thank them? But that's their job. They should know to do that. They always are supposed to take the garbage out. So wait, Holly, you mean this is what I would get in my comments on TikTok. So you mean to tell me that every time they take the garbage out, I have to say thank you, even though it's their frickin' chore? Come on, get real. And I would say to them, yeah, that is real. That is absolutely real. Because what happens is people are showing up for you and the family, or you and the company, when they follow through on a commitment, whether it's a commitment that they just took on recently in that role or a commitment they took on years and years ago. And the third and final reason why people don't feel appreciated anymore is because the accolades and the recognition stopped. And oftentimes it's because somewhere along the way, the people that used to say thank you, the people that used to show gratitude for things they said or things that they did or the way that they showed up, for some reason, those people have created an inner dialogue of, oh, that's their job. Why do they need thank you for that? Appreciation doesn't have an expiration date, everybody, nor does gratitude. So it's really important to consistently, in time, with longevity, have appreciation and gratitude and thank you and acknowledgement as part of your home culture and your corporate culture. The moment we say that's part of their job, they don't need my thank you anymore. They don't even say you're welcome. They don't even acknowledge me when I thank. So what's it worth? It doesn't matter. The moment you take away the accolade and the appreciation, you are beginning the slow journey of draining that person's tank of self-efficacy or self-esteem. And we don't want to do that to people. We cannot make an assumption that that our thank you doesn't do anything for them. People are going to receive the appreciation in different ways. Some people are going to say, oh my goodness, you're welcome. I'm so touched by this. Some people will have a big reaction to it. Some people will just go, mm-hmm. Some people will just say, okay, yeah, no problem. So we cannot use a person's reaction to our appreciation of them as an indicator that they don't enjoy it and or need it in their life. Again, we are all human. We are all human. We that little bit of boost time and time and time again consistently in our home culture, in our work culture, it makes a massive difference. I would love to know how you're feeling after you've heard all this today. Do you now see perhaps where people have been really trying to show you recognition or appreciate you, and maybe they're just showing it in the way that you don't receive it best? But at least now you can see, oh, maybe I am appreciated when I didn't think so. Tell me what you think. Screenshot wherever you're listening to this episode. I'd love for you to share it on your Instagram stories and tag me, holly.burby.coaching, and leave me a comment of which one of these really hit home for you the most. Which one do you think is the reason why you're still feeling unappreciated? Is it because people have stopped thanking you because they think, oh, that's her job, that's what she'll do now? Or is it because people are giving you recognition about relationships and you're super excited about results instead? Or is it because they're using the wrong love language? Share your takeaway. Again, tag me on Instagram in your stories. I would really love to hear your input. And again, thank you for being a part of this podcast. Surprisingly relatable. I love hearing what you think. And until next time, everybody, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. And if you love this episode and know of someone else who's passionate about creating authentic relationships with people, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you help me get this cause and this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, I'd super appreciate it if you'd take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. And until next time, show love always, in all ways. And may you discover that we're all surprisingly relatable.